Hello everyone, my name is Sanay Sani and my roll number is 2510 So this program starts by creating two bank accounts which takes the user input for the name and the balance, and then it shows the menu options like draw, withdraw, deposit, print, transfer, etc. Quit, like this you can see here. And based on the user input, the system calls the corresponding method to perform the operation. And for each action, it creates a transaction object such as withdraw transaction, deposit transaction. We can see here withdraw transaction this, and deposit transaction and transfer transaction same. And it calls its execute method to perform the task. After that creation, it calls its execute method to perform the task, and then the transfer operations works by first withdrawing money from one account and then depositing it to another, and the withdraw depends on which account you are going to withdraw the money. Deposit, to which account do you want to deposit the money, and print, which account you want to print the details, name and the money. And then the last option is the quit option if the user wants to quit the program. So our first question is, explain how classes can define different roles for objects to play, and how does this relate to the core principle of abstraction. As we can see, there are different classes, like account class with this is our account class, withdraw class, and deposit class, transfer class. So there are different classes, and each class has its a specific role. Like account class stores account details like name and balance. We can see here it will take name and balance. And then withdraw transaction class handles the withdraw money, and the deposit transaction handles depositing money. Transfer handles the transferring money from one account to another. So each class gives a different role to objects, which makes us also easy to understand the code. There's the So in this, we are just simply executing, we are just simply called the execute method. We do not see how the operation is working at the end, or how is operation is working internally. We can see an example like in the transferring. During transferring, we do not see that first it withdraws and then it deposits. We are just giving simply calling the execute method, and it do internally first withdraw and then deposit the money from one account to another. We just simply know that it is completely done. So abstraction means focusing on what is happening, not how it happens. So our next question is, how does encapsulation relate to transfer transaction class? Transfer transaction class, like these are the private variables, and they're hidden from outside the class. That means they're only accessible within the class. No other class can access these variables, and other parts of the program cannot be accessed them directly. This is encapsulation, which is internal data is protected. As we can see, public void execute method, it is a public method. We only interact with this public method. All the internal work like withdrawing deposit is handled inside that method, and that can be accessed in any of the class. So this is how the encapsulation is related to transfer transaction class. And the next is, from an external perspective, do we know or care that it uses other objects internally to perform tasks on its behalf? So from external perspective, we are just calling execute. As we can see, we are just calling the execute. We do not know that it uses withdraw transaction, deposit transaction internally, but we only know that transfer is done. So this is both a combination of encapsulation and abstraction. Abstraction hides the how the transfer is worked, and encapsulation hides the internal objects used, like the logic behind that.